Hello, folks. Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, wherever you are. I'm Johnny from Kalpanic Games. I'll be going through today about the patch 3.2 patch notes for Gwent and tell you about what are my thoughts about and what was good and what was bad. So let's start from the top. So there are some general changes. The fee abilities that target other cards can now be used without the re-click. It's a quality of life improvement because before you for the fee abilities you always had to click again and again. Now you can just do it at once instead of wasting time. They're saying improved first time user experience. I think they're talking about first time the user plays this game and progression system. These are some UI and life of quality kind of thing changes to have a better gameplay experience. Now they have reworked some of the cards which is listed over here: Himdall, the Kalthis, Grimace, Flaminka, Beermaster, Restore, Ceres and Crate, Waylay, Panther, Half Elf Anther, Weeping Yellow, Bruxa, Garkane, and Newcrat. So if you mill those card for within 4 days of the patch, then you can get the full mill value out of them. Now we have some new features over here. Fee order deploy cards will provide with the visual feedback. It's just a visual thing, and they have added some interactions just like Hearthstone. They have some added interactions to the game board, and they have added some audio effect is again like to make the game feel much more nicer. And they have some icons now for the leader ability, so by looking at the icons after a while you can tell what kind of leader is that and what it does. And leader ability icons will be shown on redraw screen, so basically hide the redraw screen in order to check leader abilities. So you can, it's a quality of life improvement again. Not much here, not really much, but again these are some kind of game improvements. Now let's go to the card gameplay. With the neutral card over here at with Dandelion was really costly card in 14. Now you can make some good plays with Dandelion. For example, if you're playing especially a monster deck or like monster deck or like Kalinthi in Northern Realms. So basically, you can use Fisher King to put the top, and then you can play Dandelion to have some tempo, and he's costed 12. So I think he will see a lot of more plays. And Quality Heat Wave is pretty good. They're really pushing for this card to actually see some gameplay. You can get a really good value out of it. For example, 10, right? So if you get 10 value out of it, which makes sense, and that meme card which gives you poison or something randomly, you can wish for your luck. And both, I think the best thing you can get is like the having resilience on it, and the second best thing would be a shield. So basically you're trying to get this resilience value if you play this card, and its value point has been changed to 6. It's a 6 point card and it's getting a 6, and random thing is a plus thing. And Sangreal provision cost has been changed to 6, so it's a card that gives you 6 boost and gives you a shield. So yeah, now you're getting 6 for 6, which is pretty good. Scorch provision cost has been changed to 14 to 13. I think it's okay. Scorch is like mainly in Itne or Crouch deck. They tend to line up your units and just burn all your cards. Yeah, I don't really like that, but yeah, that's what it is. Triss Telekinesis. Now that's a pretty good change, but still it doesn't get 11 value out of it. Maybe it will get in value in assimilate decks in Nilfgaard, but I don't see really getting that much value out of it in any other factions. And villain train Mirth power has been changed to 5 to 6. This card is used to be really good in beta, and now I think it's not that much good because it's prone to getting locked, killed, or anything like that, and it only gives you just one single. It just destroys one single target instead of all, like in open beta it was. So I don't think that card is really see much plays in here. So now let's go to monsters. Monsters, Detlef leader ability has been changed to like you can probably get like around 9 points plus 2, so that's 11-point leader right away, and more if you have something that gets you boosted or has to do with some bleeding. And it looks pretty good. Detlef was really badly nerfed before everybody was playing Detlef. Now I think it's pretty good. It's more of a long term leader instead of just dealing one damage or two damage. I quite like the change. And you have a vampire, so they care about vampire a lot. So if you have more vampire, you get more bleed out of Oriana. So now Abaya power has been changed to 3 to 4. Yeah, Abaya didn't save that much of play. So with the 4 value is pretty good. Burbagazi power has been changed from 5 to 6. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think Barbagazi was already good, and Burning 6 you will see in every deck now, so it will get like 6 value out of 6. Now the order value can be put, then you get more points out of it, especially if you have Death Wish card, you get more value out of it. Then we have Brooks over here. Brooks gave an eliminator, so it was a 4-point card. Now this card is really good. I mean, right away you getting minimum like 5 points out of it, and from 5 points if you play, and it also have a thrive, right? So you're getting minimum 6 points out of it right away, so if he doesn't get killed you get 5, so always getting one more points out of it. And Crimson Curse, I don't know, I think still it's not so good. Its value has been changed to 9. I don't think it will see, because there are much more better card in monsters that you can play with. So I don't think that's really a good card still. I think they could do something instead of uh, like destroying your own unit. Just get that blood thing on your board, or weather. It used to call weather before, so you can just have that and just pop it and just do it instead of destroying your own unit. I think that would, in my opinion, that would be a better design for this card, because I don't think much people will play this card. Now Gael is a vampire. You play in melee. He does 1 damage, and if he does the death blow, basically if he kills your opponent's unit, it gets boosted by that unit's power. Now Gurkhain ability has been changed. Gurkhain was a card that would like hit the enemy for the amount of bleeding has been it was there was. So basically Gurkhain now does on every allied turn end, it boosts by 1, so it's a 5 provision card right away. If you have a bleeding unit on your enemy side, you get the value right away, so it's a pretty good card. Calthulis power has been changed to 6 to 9, so I think we will see more of big point removals. For example, we're seeing a lot of door boosting and things like that in Squaddle. Then they have this Andreas fledgling, so it gets really high. So we will see more of big points removal. So because it's 9, if you just play Geralt and you can just get it out, but it's pretty good, and it's good with Death Wish cards. So basically if you have Death Wish card, you play that and you just destroy, because most of the decks these days you try to spam their like some lot of units on the board, so you kind of get a lot of value out of it. And if you carry a renew, you can always renew that, and you get more value out of it. I think he is now a really hard deck, hard guy to deal with. and its provision has been changed to 10 to 11, which makes sense because now it's a 9 point card and you get a value right away, and more than what you pay for. And Miruna, I think she's still a meme card. I think to fix this card, they could just like not randomly. You can just seize a card with the card that you want with 4, gives you an option after she dies, and then pick which card you want to have. New card has Village on the Chill is pretty good. It gets 5 points out of 5 right away, and if you can make more points out of him, probably you get 5 to 7 points out of him. After that, it gets just killed. Old Spare Tip has been changed to 14 provision, which is pretty good. I think he was nerfed to like 12 points, and 14 makes sense. So you can play Old Spare Tip more than ever now. And that's with the monsters. Skellig, we see over here, Iced to Search ability has been changed to Order, so you can play any Skellig unit from your graveyard. I think he's really cool. I think we will see more of Ice getting played. With Icy in with Ice, we'll see more points, I think. And over here, Uncrate Armor Speed power has been changed to 2. And Crate Armor Smith, it has been powered to 2. Now, I'm not sure, I didn't see this card getting played much, so I'm not sure about that. And I think it's pretty good because you're getting points right away, and if his damage boosts by 4 instead. So the meta for SK, I think gonna be like getting things damaged on your side, then heal back up and boost it again. Long Straight has been changed to melee, so basically it is melee locked. So it's the same card before, you just have to play on melee instead. And Uncrate Martyr power has been changed to 3 to 2. So that does like random 3 split things, so it makes sense. Now if you play Uncrate melee this guy, it doesn't have those RNG that he can hit your own units, so it will always hit your enemy units, and you get 5 points out of thing, which is pretty good. And for Skelliga tends to be more of a control deck than point slam, so they just kill your units, which is good for their bloodthirst. It's pretty good card. So if you play one of your artifacts first and then you play this card, then you get a value right away, And Uncrate Warrior provision cost has been changed to 5 to 4. I don't see this card getting played much. Let's see how the meta shift. And we have this damage on any unit by 1 if played from graveyard. It's kind of 3, so it will be seeing plays in Bran. I think Bran needs some more buff to him. We don't see much Bran getting played in the ladder, and especially with the if we on the down the page, we'll see Beast Masters has been nerfed, so I don't see how much value it will get out of those things, because now you cannot raise the Beastmaster and make a lot of points. So yeah, so over here it's a pretty good card, I think. Uncrate Warrior, so if you raise the target, it does 4 damage and you get quite a bit of value out of it. Then Berserk definition has been changed. Basically now Berserk has a much more better things to understand. So basically, say if a card needs to get damaged only by 1 and trigger the effect, then it will see it saying Berserk 1, Berserk 2, Berserk 3, so it's much more of a quality of life change. I like this change. Now Ceres has been changed. It's no more resurrects herself from the graveyard when you resurrect a unit from your graveyard. So now it's only a thinning tool, so when you play it, it summons a shield maiden or a shield queen's card from your deck on the row it's played. Basically, when if you play the mini, it gets a shield maiden. If you get it in range, it gets a queen's card from your deck. It's a thinning tool, which is nice to have for Skellige. I think most of the player will play just Drummond Shield Maiden from there, because Queen's Guard, even though their his her provision cost has been reduced to 5, it's just a 4. So yeah, I think with so many control decks running around, it will just kill right away. So I would always play Drummond Shield Maiden. So that's that's my thing. And Corrupted Flaminka has been power changed to 5 to 4. It's just I don't think this card gonna get much value out of it. So to get this value out of it, you need to have a lot of beasts on your graveyard, as you see over here. Boost self by 1 for each beast in your graveyard. So it's not really a good card because it's only once, right? So that's pretty much it. And even if you use like Iced or like that raising gold raise for Skellige, it doesn't do the deploy effect. Only Ice does the deploy effect. And Disgrace Brawler has been changed to deploy, which is pretty much the same. So you see just the Bloodthirst 3. If you have 3, it gets destroyed. If you have 3 Bloodthirst on your opponent's side, basically wounded unit on your opponent's side, it doesn't do the deploy effect. And Donor Unhindered power changed to 4 to 5. So it's a donor guy, and its enemy has been changed. The ability has been changed to damage an enemy unit by 2. And Bloodthirst 2, basically it used to be doing I think 5 damage before. Now it does only 4 damage instead of 5. 5 was really busted, I think. So I think it's good to see it doing only 4 damage instead now. And yeah, Drummond's Queen's Guard, I just already talked about it. Now Freya's Blessing is changed from 7 to 6, and it has an alchemy tag, and which is really good. Now you can play that alchemy tutor in Skellige, and you will see more alchemy cards being played in Skellige. So you have like 1 2 3, probably 4 raising target if you play iced. So you can the opponent has to deal with 4 cards or 3 cards minimum for their effects. So that's a lot, you know. And Freya's Blessing Alchemy Grammy's power has been changed to 3 to 6. Now it's a purify engine. Basically, whenever you play an alchemy card, it does the refresh. Say you get locked, you keep on purifying your units. Hemdall is now a deploy effect. Deal 1 damage to random enemy unit on a row for each unit on that row. I think they could have made this an engine. So basically this card now gets quite a bit of value if the opponent has a lot of cards on their row, and for each enemy on that row, it does more damage. So you want your player to play your opponent to play and to have more cards on that row, and just do more damage according to which row has more units in there. I think it's pretty good, but I like to tend to like more engines more. So yeah, I think they can do it better with Hemdall, but his provision cost is 12. Now it's a costly card. I think it's gonna be a meme. Raging Bear ability has been deployed. Damage an enemy allied unit on this row by 2 if there are no targets. Then you can. I see this guy getting played in Sylph Wounded decks like Subble Bard, Sol Blood. I think I pronounced it correct. Now Restore also has alchemy, so it whenever you have, say you play Juta and you restore it, you get a lot of points out of it. And there you go, Sigvicidas, right, has an alchemy. So they have quite a bit of alchemy cards now in Skellige. They can pretty much use the tutor and play those alchemy cards. I think they could also have something whenever we play an alchemy card, it gets boosted or something like that. That would be really cool. But right now we don't have it. And there you go, 6 pieces, right? You can basically all those restore cards or something. You can only restore the Skellige units from your graveyard, and it does the. You can always want to use these things for passive effects. Spell blood ability: order melee damage a unit by 1, cooldown 1. Sigvald, and now it has this is a gold card that does pings your opponent for 1, and whenever it gets damaged by 1, it damages the opponent's units by 2. And that's really easy to trigger, and it does 2 pings every turn. It's just like that NR card or any other card that does 2 pings over here. Instead of getting boosted, he needs to get damaged. Cultist flower chase has been 3 to 4. Now it was a card that used to heal your opponent, your own units, and if it's still damaged, uh, it destroy that card. Now it has much more a cool effect. Basically, it's like that old open beta ship, so that gold ship, and yeah, that card effect has been put into this one, and that's what it does now. Berserk 2. Now this was an 8-point card. It now it has a Berserk tag, and Beastmaster is a meme card. It is a warrior tag right now. I don't think it's gonna see much play over here, and you only can do like beast, and I don't know how much beast they have. I don't think it's gonna see much play over here. And bonded, it gets, you can, if you have 2 of them on board, you can give it to any other card. It doesn't necessarily has to be beast. And veteran's ability has been damage 3. This is now a really cool card. I really like it. Basically, it's really hard to kill this card. Whenever it gets to 2, it already does 3 damage when it's played, and it gets healed right away, so you get quite a bit of points out of him. Now Northern Realms, my thoughts about it. They didn't really get any buffs this patch. You'll see all nerfs over here. uh, King Falter's ability is justified, I think, because they were just boosting Celtric and killing so many things, and which is not I like this change, so it's quite fair over here. And Queen Calanthe, I don't know I like this change or not. I think she being her 16 was quite alright. Now with 1 point, I don't think that it gonna make much difference, but yeah, you can always fit a better card for 1 points more. That would be good. Bloody Baron power has been changed to 7 to 6. That's pretty okay over here, because he was too much. He would just get a lot of points out of him, and was really pretty good card, and I think that's justified over here. Now let's see about Drog. I don't really like this change over here. I mean, you see, whenever Drog is played, it changes all your humans to Kaidwani Revenants. What Kaidwani Revenants does is pings the opponent for 1, and if it kills it, it spawns another one of it. So now, and it fills up your rows. Now with this card, not if you play on the same row with most humans you have, now you cannot get much value out of him. I don't like this change at all for Northern Realms. This is the card that single-handedly like carries the Northern Realm. The problem with Northern Realms is they have so many order cards without doing anything and sleeping over there, which any no other factions have. Not many that just sleeps and waiting for the next round to play and does it effect and get the value out of him. I don't like this going concept of design, so basically this card is now garbage. Then you will not get much value out of him. This is really a garbage card right now. I think the way they can fix it is like choose which row you want to transform. Basically, say you play on this row, now you want to transform that row or the row you played. When this would that would be a much better choice instead of all allied. And I think there is a tendency of complaining about northern realms whenever something good happens over here. Just my opinion, because nobody really complains about other factions getting really busted. For example, you'll see a lot of SK getting a lot of points, and then you'll see a lot of ST or control things which is running rampant. Nobody much complains about any control cards, but they are most of the time they're complaining about any engines or anything that is cool effect. And also its lore is like that endless battle kind of thing going on. It spices up the flavor. I feel really bad about this card. We won't see it. I don't think I'm gonna play this card. Now Kada Maze has been 7 to 5. I think that's for 10 provision. That's a hard nerf. For example, when the cards like Muzzle, then leaders like what's his name again? Yeah, Ardal exist. So now she's just 5. Now she plays, gets played, and gives more vitality according to the power 2 tick. Now Kerem is just gonna steal that card and make his own, and all points gone. Then Muzzle, then Ardal. So I don't think that's from 7 to 5 is good. And at least if it could have been a 6, that would make sense. And it only finds value most of the time in Meave decks. I didn't Other Northern Realms cards don't really find that much of value. So the cards that cares about this vitality thing that she gives is like one Trident Infantry, then another one is like that Trebuchet, that pings. So if it has boosted, it pings on any row. Then another one is that another card is that gold card that gives bleed whenever it gets boosted. Those are the only cards that gets value out of it. Other cards, they don't really get much value out of it. Pavita, she has been changed to 8 provisions instead. I don't think that really that good, but 7 was good enough. You see, Northern News is just getting straight away nerfs out of him for no reason. King Faltus was nerf was okay. Queen Calanthe, I don't like that. Bloody Baron was okay. Drog nerf wasn't that good, because this is the only card, because most of our other cards gets destroyed, right? So whatever humans, most of the time you're not even left with much humans on your board. Only Faltist can pull that off, and Northern Realms, they can't really do that. So it's only finding value in King Faltis, and that pretty much it. So if you don't have that zeal kind of thing, you don't really get much value, and they nerf that. So yeah, you won't see much play from this card anymore. You'll see playing more of other cards which Northern Realms has instead, like Falibor or things like that, to line up for your Revenants. And instead of this card, you're just gonna see 5 provisions Revenants getting played. And Roach nerf again. He has 2 nerfs. One is his provision cost is 12, and he's a 4-point body. So again, I don't see how this thing now. He's just gonna get killed before anything. So yeah, so not so any good news about Northern Realms, all bad news. So just after they rework some of the Northern Realms card and buff them, people started complaining so much, they just straight away nerfed them. So I don't know what was the point of buffing then nerfing. I think in Gwent we're just gonna see buff and nerf in things and factions. And in my design philosophy, instead of nerfing cards, we should just buff cards to bring to the same level as other people and other factions or other cards that get seized place. Now let's move to Squattle. Dynamave has provision cost. You can have 16 more provision. You see the base provision is 150, so the leader provides 16 more provisions to be adjusted in your deck. I think I like this change, because Dana wasn't not getting seen played much, and it's quite good now. Now Francesca has been 13 to 15. I don't know how I feel about it. I think I from we'll see so many Francesca now. It's gonna be so hard to beat her, and you'll see they are just randomly boosting their own units a lot and damaging your units. So they will have a lot of units on their board, and while you don't have much left in your board, so it's gonna be really oppressive deck. Now she can only play an Squirtle special card, so basically not any other special card. So you cannot she can only play Muzzle, Last Ride, all those things. You cannot do that. And now Call of the Forest. No, now this is a very good card. I mean, best tutor. See, I mean, it's the old effect of what you used to do for that. That card gets tutored. You can Royal Decree. Yeah, that Royal Decree card. Now it is used to boost your unit by 2, then play it. It's the same effect as that. Now Call of the Forest that has it. It's a really good card. You can see play with Shidu, line up all units by 5, and just destroy all the things. Then you can see with play with this Mahakam Defender. And it keeps boosting. Then Call of the Forest provision cost has been 9 to 10, which is justified, and you can probably play 2 units, and it's a really good card now. It's a better version of Royal Decree, and I don't think the Squirtle cares about any other cards than their own faction. The most of the time they have their own faction cards, and rarely a card that has any neutral faction or something. So they just always gonna get value out of it. It's really a good card. Now Doll Blast and a Bomber ability has been deployed 2 random units by 2. So basically now instead of 2 rows, it does 2 random units, which is pretty good, and it gets a value of like 3 to 5. There are 2 units, and you will get always value out of her. And Dry's carries the ability to change Pilify and ally unit boosted by 3. So if you control a Dry, it also gives 3 Vitality. So basically now it's a better card. This was really a bad card before. Now you boost it and then purify it, right? So you can purify your own unit, say this is locked, and boost it by 3. So that's a really good card. And if you can also control have a Dryad on board, now it gets Vitality. It's a like a special card, so you can get more points. It doesn't have things, so it's justified over there. And Dwarven Mercenary, that ping 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 card has been changed to 3 points, and then provision has been 4. You see in Dwarf decks it was running rampant. Francesca would just make 4 of them. It was really hard to kill, and they kept boasting their own units, and yeah, it was a really hard card to deal with. Now over here you see over here with Francesca, they have so many dual card spawn thing. They keep spawning 2, and it's really hard to deal with them right now. Now yeah, this is gonna be like a new fall test meta with Francesca. You'll see so many Francesca getting played. It'd be really oppressive cards and boosting their own units, and yeah, you'll see a lot of those now. And Half-Elf Hunter is pretty good, and so there's Harmony in there. Yeah, see, you see they're getting a lot of cards that are getting 2 cards at the same time, so they get a lot of value out of that Oak Treant, which is really busted. And if you can't kill their units, which you can't probably can't, and they get a lot of value and guarantees their win. And Hawkler 7 provision cost has been changed to 7 to 6. So basically Squirrel is getting all buffs, and not really any nerfs over here. The nerfs are really insignificant. Now Ida, it's a purify and or gain vitality. I I think now they have to run a, if they want to destroy a artifact, now they have to run something that other that 5-point card to destroy artifact. And it wasn't needed, this thing, but they decided to do it. So yeah, it was right away 3 or 4 turns. So and her points has been changed to 5. So I don't know, it's okay, I will see how it turns out. Markham Murder, yeah, I think it's a quite good decision by them. Markham Murder for get volatility for 2 turns is a 4 point card, and its provision cost has been changed to 4, so which is good. So if you play more dwarves, you get more dwarves in here, and you get more points out of dwarves. And more in provision cost has been changed to 8 to 7. Yeah, that's pretty good. More in, now you can do more things. And Panther, now it was a lot of the time you played against Squirtle, being a Squirtle, so now you can have good points. You can give bleeding and right away damage too. So yeah, now it's a much better card. Now you'll see more Panther being played. Popco order ability has been changed to ranged, and so basically it does 1 ping, and if you only have Squirtle units, it does 2 damage. And Squirtle always plays Squirtle units, so they don't really care about other units. So he will always get 2 pings out of him, and it's a 5 or a 6 point body, I believe. Yeah. So this card is really good. It doesn't need anything, unlike that condition in here, and Skellige, that Swall Blood, that guy, and gets to get damaged by 1, or in Northern Realms needs to get damaged and boosted by 1. So yeah, this is not really uh, any condition for them, so to do 2 damage. Only thing you can stop this guy is getting it locked, and most likely they will just purify it. And Sister's power has been changed to 4, so which is good. She was not getting seen much play. Tree and Boar provision cost has been changed to 7. Now I don't feel good about Water Brocklin. You just play that and you just get it. You don't need any condition or anything like that. So I feel the condition was good, because they're getting right away a lot of value. You see, more units they have on their one row, they get more value out of their oak, and so which is most of the time they have in their hand. So I think having that conditions, having a dryad on board was good. I think this buff wasn't really needed. And Waylay is now does 3 damage and 6. You get 6, and most of the units you can easily get it to 3, and yeah, you can guarantee to get more units. Whipping Yellow Harmony, it has a Harmony tag, and it's a really good card. You don't need to buff it or anything, so that's really good. I like that change. So Squirtle all got mostly buffs, not much nerfs in here. We will see more of Squirtle. I think the meta gonna be about playing more Francesca or Squirtle guys, and they're just gonna be really running rampant. Nilfgaard, Anna Henrietta, she was not getting played. Now she has 16. I hope we get to see her more. I really like that idea of getting like your opponent's card, whatever they have, and just play their own card against them. I really like that idea, but it doesn't work much. I wish that we could do more things about assimilate, but it doesn't work that much because too many locks or anything like that, an usurper. So hopefully we'll see more on a Henrietta on the ladder. Now emissary spying deploy. If you spy, deploy an allied unit by 7, so it was already giving 1 points, and so basically out of 6 provision you're only getting like 5 points. Now it makes sense, instead of you getting the value out of this card, a 6 cost card getting 6 value, which is justified. Fire Scorpion has been changed to 4 to 3. That was quite a good decision, I think. They were just so hard to deal with, and yeah, so now you can just at least kill with if you play Northern Realm, you can Fallible one of them, then you can do 2 damage, and then yeah, so to deal with a bronze 4-point provision card, you have to spend a lot of gold card, which is 10 provision, something like that. I don't know. I feel gold cards should be much more a little bit powerful, and being a bronze, there should be more bronze. In Gwent, I feel like the the gold cards are just supporting. It's mainly the bronzes that make the game. I mean, the bronzes matters the most, not the golds. So you could get away with so many just bronzes and gold cards as support. Most of the other card games I played is like gold cards does something and does something game changing. Excuse me. Uh, Now Serith has been changed. It does 5. It seems like more the damage ability instead of 5, like Donar. Now Serith is also does 4 damage. It cannot kill like a 5 unit, which is really oppressive. So now it will just do 4 instead, because most of the cards bronzes are 4, or like most of the cards are the 4 value, so it will get value out of it, sure. Now Sage provision cost has been changed to 9 to 8, which is justified because now it does 4 damage, so you get 8 provision. So you are always getting 8 out of 8 most of the time. If you have Ox in your hand and in the bad situation, you're only getting like 6 out of him. No, he's a 5, so you get a 7. So 7, you're getting a 9, or 9 out of 7. So it's not bad, it's a pretty good. Stefan Skellen ability has been changed. This last card you have played this round, so you have to play this round tactic card. He's prone to locks. I don't see he will get value, but if you get value out of him, he's really good. Yennefer's invocation has been changed. Now this is a really cool card. You can always play Calvet or something, and just or you can just play Yen, then you do Dandelion, and you pull that card, and right away you can do a lot of tricks with it. So you play Yen, then you play on that card, so you can probably put in the enemy's drog in your deck, or like so many good cards you can just put in your deck. And yeah, now let's move on to Syndicate. New legendary card, so it has a random thing to give, like a random Syndicate faction bronze card. uh, I'm not sure how it will find value when if you. I'm not seeing much Syndicate on ladder. We'll see how this work out. Bounty ability has been changed. Whenever a unit with bounty is destroyed, the player who does not control it gains coins equal to who does not control coins to his base power. So I think the what it does, I haven't seen it yet played by that. So I think what it does is like the opponent coins gains coin when they're bounties. When bounty is placed on a unit, remove bounties from other units on that side of the board. So you cannot have two bounties at the same time. You have to kill one bounty, then you have to get put another bounty, then you get another thing, another bounty that you can kill to get the coins out of him. Now Cleaver ability has been changed to special play Syndicate special card. Cleaver is such a bad leader for Syndicate. I think that it's the worst leader for your thing. Like you could do Cleaver cheese before, now you cannot do that. So for example, you could always play like Avalak Sage, Avalak over there, make your things immune, and also give it resilience. So you could play Bincy, and then you can get a lot of value out of it. But now it cannot. And Digiscra is straight away nerfed. He cannot store anymore coin. I mean, like coin charge. Now he just gets a coin, one coin whenever you play crime. So basically, it's just a better version of Begar, and I don't really feel good about it. Syndicate doesn't have much things to do beside placing bounty and boosting their cards. Don't think we're gonna see much DJ, but we'll see. Now eavesdrop provision has been changed to 6. It's a nerf. So 5 was justified being. I'm not sure how that will go. We'll see. Now fish text ability has been changed to 4 and poison unit. Profit 4 and poison unit. So you're getting 4 coins and poisoning a unit at the same time, we'll see more fish tech instead of putting slander in there, because now you can just put a bounty poison and just get more profit and destroy that unit. Redanian's power has been changed to 4 to 3. I don't feel good about it. Redanian's power requirement was pretty huge. Gotta put have full bounty coins. It comes only after things and it gets just banished right away. So 3 is not really justified. I don't think it's justified. Oh, okay. So I think it's justified now since it provision has been changed to 9 instead of 10. Roach is like 10 and he's 9, so that's good, that's okay. My bad, I didn't see this one. And Igor the Hook has been changed to Insanity Fee 5, spawning best copy of a unit and cooldown 1. I don't think that's pretty good. I mean cooldown 1 is good, that's okay, that's good. But when Igor, when you use it first time, I'm not sure, I haven't played it yet, so it could actually must be minimum making 2 copies out of him instead of just like only on the first turn you make 2 copies, then on the from next turn you can get only make only one. So that would have been much better choice than instead of making just spawn once and then it gets to 1, then it just gets killed right away. So I don't feel so good about it. And swindle ability change has been profit random to 3 to 5. It used to be 4 to 6, now it's 3 to 5. Yeah, sometimes it would just not make enough, you don't have much coins and things like that, so it's pretty good, I think. And yeah, that was the most of the card and game fixes over here. Yeah, some fixed stuff. So that's how I feel about the changes over here. Overall, you will see Squirtle getting played a lot. Then second one gonna be like getting, you'll see more uh, Skelliga with self and damage things. That's how the meta gonna be. Squirtle gonna be like the old fall test or DJ kind of thing. You'll see insane things that they're gonna do. So yeah, so we're gonna see more Squirtle players and Skelliga. Not much of Nilgard or Syndicate or Northern Realms. So that's it. Hope you had a good time and see you soon. Thank you.